Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Your brother Nab, and my reader for me today is
Brother Jaden.
This is Trumpers of Israel presents another Real Eagles MC Squared. And tonight's topic is blessed with the sword. Blessed with the sword. We're going to get started in just a second. Y'all forgive me, I'm a little bit under the weather, as the older people would say. Bring up the class topic picture right quick. One more time.
You want to speak over it?
Nuh-uh. See on the class topic picture, you know, you got the revolutionary soldier, the super soldier, you know, ready to fight and give his life for us, the good old country of Babylon the Great, aka America. You got the helicopters and the rockets and all those different things going off. And a lot of people always wonder, you know, how does a white man just have so much power? How he's become so dominant. You often hear people say things as when we at camp, you know, you had all these slaves on the ship, and you know, you had only a few master oppressors. Why weren't we able to take them over? Because one of this man's blessings is the sword. Shalom, brother Parak. Most High in Christ bless. Hope all is well with you and your Gates, brother. All right, without any further ado, we're going to go and get started. The book of Philippians chapter 2 and verse 5.
The book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 5. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus.
So the scriptures tell us, let this mind be in us that was also in Christ Jesus. The same mindset state that Christ had, we should also have too as repentant Israelites, you so-called blacks and Hispanics of Negro and Indian descent. You are starting to see what's happening around the world. I know a lot of our people saying, man, why America going after Venezuela? I seen somebody posted up an old clip from the Dave Chappelle show, said, we're trying to get this oil, nigga. America is not, they're going to put on the cape as if they're protecting, we're doing this for the people of Venezuela. No, they're in it for them. They're in it for them. When you look up who has just as much oil, crude oil, as over there in the Middle East, Venezuela has more. The only difference is it's a thicker, heavier quality of oil. But America, one of the few countries that have one of those great oil refinery factories to where that they can actually take this real thicker oil and refine it and use it. Hey, if any of my people that used to be in the streets, or is anybody watching this that's still in the streets, first repent. But you know exactly what I mean when I say, hey, you always try to find another supplier while you have a supplier. You always want to have a backup plan. America not doing this for out the kindness of their heart. This is the devil that the Bible speak of. Play that proxy war video. To first understand war, we got to understand what a proxy war is. A lot of times we hear the term proxy war, or we see a lot of little fractions or a lot of little countries go to war, and we never understood why these countries are going to war and what for. But the video explain it.
Hey there, curious minds! Welcome back to another deep dive into the fascinating world of global politics and conflicts. Today, I'm diving into a topic that's been shaping global conflicts for decades: proxy wars. These wars are often hidden in plain sight, influencing history without most people even realizing it. Ever heard the term and wondered what it really means? Or perhaps you've come across it in the news and felt a bit lost? Let's break it down simply. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what proxy wars are and why they matter. A proxy war is a conflict where two powerful nations or groups support opposing sides but don't directly engage each other.
Paul?
It's like a high-stakes game.
So they letting you know that the people that you see behind it, or the people that you see fighting the war, it's not really about them. It's people behind them that's pushing this war or funding this war for it to continue on, but it's for a bigger purpose. Play.
Where the major players stay behind the scenes. Think of it as a chess game. The major players are moving pieces from behind the scenes, strategizing and influencing the outcome without getting their hands dirty. Historically, one of the most famous examples is the Cold War. This period was marked by intense rivalry and strategic maneuvering between the United States and the Soviet Union. The United States and the Soviet Union never fought each other directly. Instead, they engaged in a series of proxy wars, supporting different sides in various conflicts around the world, like in Korea, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. These conflicts were battlegrounds for the larger ideological struggle between capitalism and communism. So, why do countries use proxies? What drives them to engage in these indirect conflicts? One reason is to avoid direct confrontation, which could lead to massive destruction or even nuclear war. The stakes are incredibly high and no one wants to risk total annihilation. By supporting...
So they get these little countries to fight because, for one, it's a lower stake, it's low risk, high reward. For the most part, these countries, they don't have any type of weaponry. You can get them basic bottom tier weaponry that you used from 10, 15 years ago and get them to do your bidding. And I don't have to worry about going to war with another juggernaut country using all of my good stuff when I can get these two little countries for pennies on a dollar is what you're paying them to fight this war, to still get your point across and to still come out with some type of reward, whatever it is that you're trying to gain by play.
Allies, they can still achieve their strategic goals. This way, they can influence the outcome of conflicts without putting their own troops in harm's way. Another reason is deniability. If things go south, they can distance themselves from the conflict. This plausible deniability
allows... So, like, when people start dying, babies start dying, hospitals and stuff start getting blown up, and daycare start getting shot up, you can say, I didn't have nothing to do with it. But literally, you really did, because you're funding it, because these countries, these third world countries who are poor, they're taking the resources that you're giving them because they need it. But if it goes sour, you can back out and say, I never, you can still be the good guy. Like the scriptures say, it's a counselor that'll counsel you for his own belly. And then when it fail, he'll stand on the other side and say, oh, well, I ain't have nothing to do with it. Knowing the whole time you was the one funding this war, you was the very reason why these two third world countries were even fighting. It's just like, it's almost like how they used to do us in slavery with Mandingo fighting. You take two slaves, one master take his one of his slaves and another master take his slave, and they fight. And the slave fighting over chicken dinner. You know what I mean? And the master and them might be, well, my slave win, you got to give me this, this, and this. And if my slave win, you got to give me this, this, and this. It's the exact same thing. Play.
Allows them to avoid direct blame and international backlash. But proxy wars come with their own set of problems. They often prolong conflicts, causing more death and destruction. The human cost is immense, and the suffering can last for generations. And they can destabilize regions for years to come. The aftermath of these wars can leave countries in ruins, struggling to rebuild and recover. Look at the Middle East today. Many ongoing conflicts have roots in past proxy wars. The region has been a hotspot for these indirect battles, leading to long-term instability. In modern times, we see similar patterns. Proxy wars are still very much a part of global politics. They may have evolved, but the underlying strategies remain the same. In Syria, for example, multiple countries back different factions. This has turned the conflict into a complex web of alliances and rivalries. The US supports some groups, while Russia and Iran back others. This external involvement has made the situation even more complicated and difficult to resolve. Understanding proxy wars helps us see the bigger picture of global politics. It's not just about the battles on the ground, it's about the power plays and strategies of nations behind the scenes. These hidden dynamics shape the world we live in. So, next time you hear about a conflict, think about who might be pulling the strings. It adds an entirely new layer to understanding world events. The more we know, the better we can navigate the complexities of our world. That's all for now, Curious Minds.
All right, bring it back to me.
If you enjoy
Shalom, brother Rael. Hope all is well. Most High in Christ bless you and your gates, brother. Hope all is well. Shalom, G-Pop. Most High in Christ bless. So you looking at now? Why did I show this video? Because we have to understand the little small wars that you see in between and how you get to the point to where you at now. Esau is still pulling the strings, whether it be the American white man or whether it be the Spanish or the Spaniard white man, or whether it be the Italian white man that got a little sauce on him, whether it be the Russian white man, it's still Esau. All of them come from who? Edom or Esau. And they're pulling these strings with these third world countries. Why? Because this man has been given the blessing of the sword. Jeremiah 28:8.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries
Against many countries.
and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
How do countries or kingdoms fall? When you look throughout history, how do a country or a kingdom fall? Huh? I see why you say that, but on the outside, what does it look like? What takes place, I should say, for how did the Most High bring Egypt down? The plagues, but the summer is war. When you look at how kingdoms fall, how Babylon fell. War. Who took them over? The Persians and the Medes. How did the Persians and the Medes fall? Greece came in and they took them over by what? War. How did Rome fall? Or was wounded and then it came back in Spain through war? How's America gonna fall? Through world war. Through world war. So read verse 8 again.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
So when we were going out to the streets, right, conquer. When we go out to the streets, we're not only prophesizing against America, we prophesied against everybody that drank from that cup. The Israelites are gonna rule. We got next. I mean, China, Russia, every country is going to fall when Christ show up, and the crowns are going to be handed out to the Israelites. These countries are going to fall. So just like our forefathers went out and prophesied against these countries through war, evil, and pestilence, we're doing the same thing. Verse 9.
Verse 9. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him.
Right. We going out to the streets prophesying peace? Nah, we telling these people that destruction is coming to this place. That's why when these pastors be saying, oh, it's going to be peace, and they try to falsify peace on the earth, we say, oh, no, the scriptures say. The scriptures talk about this. Nah, you ain't going to get to do God's chosen people any kind of way you want to do them, and before God get his lick back, you say, oh, I'm sorry, Lord, I want peace. You got to take your rightful recompense. Your rightful reward. You have to have payback for what you did to God's chosen people. Not only God's chosen people, for what you did to the whole earth. And the way you ruled and the way you conquered, spreading lies. As the scriptures say, this sin's going to reach up to the heavens when it comes to this place. Genesis 27:38. Again, excuse me, y'all. I'm a little under the weather, but it's business as usual. 27-38. Send up some prayers for your boy.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Have thou but one blessing? This is what Christianity cry over all the time when they swear that we took the blessing from Esau. But when you read, the scripture tell you before the children were even born and did any good and evil, the Most High already chose Jacob. So Jacob took what was rightfully his. He had to be proactive in acquiring it, because his evil brother was still gonna try to, already sold the birthright and was gonna try to double back and still get it. So now he crying out, has thou only one blessing? Read.
Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me even also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
He crying. Read, just like you do now, like you be seeing all these videos with these crying Kens and crying Karens. Police show up and they be like, he hit me. The person with their phone be like, I've been recording the whole time, I never hit you. That's how they are though. They cry babies. Read.
Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Where Esau live at? When we say, oh man, we finna go to the, remember when you was little and you was in the midst of idol worship and celebrating Halloween? What we used to say, man, we finna go to the white people neighborhood. That's automatically understood as what? The good part. When we out here, we stay in Richmond or VA. When somebody say, oh, we going to Sharp Pump, we already know what that means. Oh, you finna go out to where the rich white people live. From Mobile, when I stayed in Alabama growing up, we used to say, man, I'm about to go out to West Mobile. If you in New York, you going down what? Manhattan. You got all the high rises. You got the Gucci stores. You got the YSLs. You got Bulgari. All these different stores. The fatness of the earth. Even that's how they used to talk in New York in the 90s. Man, he got a fat ride. Man, he living like a fat rat. I mean, he living good. You well off. Read that again.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Don't Esau dwell in the best parts of the earth that he done robbed, raped, and stole from people? How you think he got America? When you go to all these different countries, Bora Bora, all these different countries that you got to pay for, Hawaii, all of a sudden, Hawaii now part of the 50 states, the United States of America. Because they've gone throughout the earth and they have took the best parts. And within those best parts, they stay in the best parts. That's why where they stay, it don't look like the hood. It don't look like the slums. Read.
Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And don't this man live by the sword? This man lived by the sword. He went throughout the earth conquering. We just read it and we just went over it not too long ago doing Feast of Dedication. And so much that the earth was quiet before this man. He killed so many people. Read.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, shall break the yoke from off their neck. So this blessing ain't good enough for him. Even though we know that he already sold the birthright to Jacob. Jacob was already told from the beginning. But this how you know it's not good for him. Because if it was good enough for him, what you would have said if somebody gave you some stuff like this? Oh, man, appreciate it. That's what's up. Thank you. Next verse.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob.
He what?
And Esau hated Jacob.
And Esau hated Jacob. Read.
Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Now we understand that what? This is all in context and prophecy, because we see these things start to play out as time continued to move forward between Jacob and Esau. Let's go to Revelation 13 and 10. What was Esau blessing again? The sword. Let's see what Revelation 13 and 9 say. I got a video that I'm gonna show y'all. It's like 8 minutes, but I gotta show the entirety of the video because I wanted to seek in on how serious war is to these people. How serious it really is. Like they pour all their money into war. 13 and 9.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If any man have an ear, you spiritual, pay attention. What was Esau blessing again?
The sword.
The sword. Read.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Who led us into captivity?
Esau.
Esau. Read.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Must be killed with the sword. Read.
Here's the patience and the faith of the saints.
This is all we have to hope for. Why? Because the Most High, the same way in Egypt, he let them get up to the height of their power. So what? The Most High power can be shown. Me and Parak was talking the other day. I was just like, we so far behind the 8 ball as a people. Our people should see that we need divine intervention to be saved. This man can hook a 50 cal rifle up onto a drone. This man got jets that can fly upwards of Mach 10. This man can go bomb a country and be back for a hot dog done. This man can fly above supersonic speed. When they had those stealth bombers that went over there and bombed Iran, you know why it wasn't detected? Because it was flying faster than the speed of light. These people know exactly what this man lived by the sword. Play the first one I sent you. Yep.
Minutes with the force of a nuclear explosion. Imagine a weapon that can strike any target on Earth within minutes with the force of a nuclear explosion.
It said, imagine a weapon that can strike any target on Earth at any given time. What that sound like? That sound like they trying to be like the Most High. The Most High can reach out and touch anything at any time from any given web. Watch what they call this weapon.
The radiation. This is the concept behind rods from God, a theoretical space-based.
They call it rods from God. This is what they call this weapon. This how this man think. When he said Isaiah 14, I will be like the Most High. When Parak just went over it Saturday in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. He as God, sitting in the temple as God, showing himself to be God. This man really think he God. Play.
Weapon system. The idea is simple, yet terrifying. Massive tungsten rods, around 20 feet long and a foot wide, are placed in orbit. When a target is identified, the rod is released, free falling to Earth at speeds up to Mach 10, over 7,000 miles per hour. As it re-enters the atmosphere, the rod builds tremendous kinetic energy. Upon impact, it releases the destructive force of a small nuclear bomb, capable of obliterating bunkers, underground facilities, or entire military installations. Unlike conventional weapons, rods from God rely solely on speed and mass. No explosives, no radiation. This makes them incredibly effective for precision strikes without the fallout. Imagine a weapon.
So one reason why they like this weapon is because they use tungsten rods that they fire from the edge of space, and it's no nuke. They hit with the power of a nuclear bomb without the nuclear fallout and radiation. So they can deliver many of these at a time in an area to get their point across, and it's called rods from God. Also called one some of it called like Project Thor. Play the next one. The next was real. 1 second. Yep. I sent you 2 rods from God. Yep.
Telephone pole-sized pieces of tungsten in orbit so that these pieces of tungsten could drop on a target basically at any time. Colloquially, the weapon is known as rods from God. We want to see how damaging a rod from God could be.
Oh my!
So they're gonna do a little test.
Look at that.
Oh wow!
Totally buried. Falling from 500 meters, the rod accelerated for 10 seconds. It hit the ground going about 350 kilometers per hour. At that speed, with a mass of 100 kilograms, it was carrying nearly 500,000 joules of kinetic energy. They are not bombs. They contain
They didn't even go to the edge of space. They just went 500 meters in the air and dropped something half the size of it. And they said this how deep it went in the earth, and this how fast it was going. Now you imagine a telephone pole made out of tungsten, and they firing it from the edge of space. You imagine how hard that's gonna hit. It's something you can't see, you can't stop it. You don't know where it's coming from. Man, that put a whole nother fear into you. Play the next reel. What was Esau's blessing? The sword.
Ever seen. This beast offers 4 different firing modes in a single barrel, 600 rounds per minute. $30,000 rounds per minute. 60,000 rounds per minute. And finally, a staggering 1 million rounds per minute. This speed is powerful enough to destroy even hypersonic missiles in midair. Metal Storm isn't just a gun, it's the sound of thunder on the battlefields of the future.
Better play one more time. So this gun right here is called Metal Storm. It shoots up to 1 million rounds a minute. Why would you need that many bullets? You don't need that to fight people. It shows you that they're planning to fight something on a galactic level. When you read about the scriptures, how many people you read about coming with Christ? The scriptures say thousands times, 10,000 times, 10,000s. Along with the 100 and 144. This thing is capable of firing 1 million bullets per minute. Now, you think they just got one of these? Say, for instance, they got 40 of them. How many bullets is that in a minute? That's 40 million bullets. What was Esau blessing again?
The sword.
The sword. Play that video again.
Imagine. You pull the trigger, and in seconds the area in front of you turns into a storm of metal. This is Metal Storm, developed by Australian inventor Mike O'Dwyer. This weapon stacks rounds inside the barrel and fires each one electronically. The result? The highest rate of fire the world has ever seen. This beast offers 4 different firing modes in a single barrel, 600 rounds per minute. $30,000 rounds per minute.
You won already, sir. Why you keep going up? 30,000
Six-
rounds. No, more. More. Play.
60,000 rounds per minute.
Sir, stop. That's enough. Not when you're blessing the sword.
And finally, a staggering 1 million rounds per minute. This speed is powerful enough to destroy even hypersonic missiles in midair. Metal Storm isn't just a gun, it's the sound of thunder on the battlefields of the future.
Bring it back to me. What was Esau blessing again? The sword. This man is blessed. His blessing was the sword. This is how he was able to go through earth conquering. Could you imagine when he first started killing our ancestors with guns? And the Northern Kingdom used to call them boomsticks. Could you imagine somebody pointing something at you and you like, I ain't never seen this object before, and all of a sudden something come out and hit you and you dead, and you the person standing beside this person and that's your first time seeing that? How would you explain that to somebody? These guns made out of wood look like a stick. You like, man, he pointed a stick at him and went boom and he died. That'll strike fear in you. Now you got to do what? You got to do intel. Oh, okay, after they shoot it, it take a little bit of time. Now they got to, this ain't now when you got the 30 clip in there. This back then. You got to take the gun, put the gunpowder in there, jam it in there. It takes some time. So now you like, oh, okay, bet. Now we got to do intel. And, okay, now we got to figure out how, I'm noticing when they shooting these sticks at us, they're at a certain range. That's how intel is being done. Now I know how to fight my enemy. This man was blessed with the sword. Luke 21:20.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 21 and verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
So this is Christ giving them the prophecy of what?
The Romans.
70 AD, right, of the Romans. Read.
Verse 21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Right.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
Right, so we start going to the western banks of Africa. Read.
And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
Right, because remember 3 times a year we had to come back to Jerusalem for feast days. Christ said, when you see these things starting to happen, don't come back. And he's going to tell you why. This is why you don't come back. Read.
Verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Read on.
Verse 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Right, because you got to move around with child. You got a newborn. You got little kids. It's a little bit more harder to escape persecution when you got, children. Read.
But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Right, because we know even the people that didn't listen and stayed, they were sieged. They started eating their children. Even so, the people that escaped when you was caught, you think Esau was going to let your children live? A lot of our people was tormented You watching your child die? They kill you last, kill your children, then kill your wife, and then kill you. Rome had a big army. It's just like America. It used to spread itself thin throughout the earth. Read.
Verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
And they shall fall what?
By the edge of the sword.
Why? What was Esau's blessing?
The sword.
The sword. And this was our punishment on top of us what? Being disobedient. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Read.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
That's why we are in spread throughout the four corners of the earth. You starting to see the things that was written of in Deuteronomy 28, 15 on down, starting to come to pass about the Most High scattering us throughout the four corners of the earth for our disobedience. Read.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Right, we know that to be true because where are the Gentiles at today? Still ruling in Jerusalem. You still see Gentiles ruling in Jerusalem. Those not the people of the Most High God. Which means what? We're still scattered throughout the four corners of the earth and in need of salvation. Which we understand that Christ is going to come to deliver us. Read.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Right, so they're not going to be in there forever, just like we're not going to be in captivity forever. But we got to serve our punishment due to our disobedience. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Everybody with me? So we see during the time the prophecy happened in Rome, what 70 AD happened. Now we see times where we went throughout captivity. We still see this man leading what? By the sword, living by the sword, conquering by the sword. At one point of the time, the sword was literally, physically a sword, but just don't always think sword, because remember, this man had what? Different contraptions throughout time. I don't know if y'all ever seen this movie, Immortals. They had a device on there. It was like a big cast iron bull. They used to put people in there alive and put a fire under it. And the bull used to make like this wailing noise. The more people inside of it screamed when it was being boiled alive. These are the type of things that Rome did. We see that to be true because, wow, remember we read in what? During the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, what happened? With the 7 sons and the mother. He's cooking them alive. We know that to be true because during the time of slavery, what happened? They had different contraptions. They used to take different abortion tools and use them on our women with no anesthetic. That's why you say it, anesthetic. Just they put something in there that looked like a cheese grater, a buzz saw, a crankshaft, all these different things. Hook a man up to different 4 horses and pull them apart. Hang a lady and split her stomach open, see how long the baby lasts before these the type of horrific things they done to our people. This man is a bloodthirsty demon. And the Lord ain't forgot. Deuteronomy 28 and 48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Lord sent them against us for our disobedience. Read.
In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Read on.
He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Why people didn't understand Spanish? The Northern Kingdom tribes they ain't always speak Spanish. They spoke Hebrew. It's crazy because Boricua. I always thought that was a Spanish word. That's a Hebrew word. It mean like brave Lord. I always thought it was a Spanish term. When you look at the ancient artifacts of the northern tribes, the 10 tribes that came over here, you find different scribes and different stills and reliefs and artifacts where they're quoting scriptures. Oh, Israel, the Lord of our God is one Lord. You see these different things, but it's written in Hebrew. So even the northern kingdoms didn't always speak Spanish, just like we didn't always speak English or French. It came through us being conquered. That's how you get Spanish and English last names, French last names. Even for some of our brothers or sisters who are British and they got that crazy rap they like to do. They be over here seeing this American rap, and then they go over there, I got my gun. I don't play, I shoot for fun. You know that crazy, you be like, but them our brothers and our sisters. They just conquered by the British. They speak the King's English. But it's through them. Esau went throughout the earth conquering, oppressing. Read.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Remember we read in what? Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Has Esau been into captivity yet? No. He going though. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Read.
Verse 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land.
He gonna live fat.
Until thou be destroyed.
What was his blessing? That he gonna have the fatness of the earth and he gonna live by the sword. He gonna live deliciously off our cattle, off our land. Read.
Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil.
He ain't gonna leave us one grape. That's an inside joke. Read.
Or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
He gonna take everything. He gonna take everything. Read.
Verse 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates.
He gonna besiege us in all our gates like he did many times before. 70 AD wasn't the first time that we were sieged. Read.
Until thy high and fenced walls come down.
Because Jakes, we like to trust in the high and fence walls, but the Lord said that's not going to protect you. I'm sending these people against you for your disobedience. Read.
Until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest, throughout all thy land.
Right, because we didn't trust in the Most High. We trust in our defense system. And the Most High showed us, oh, that ain't going to stop what I got going on. It's like nowadays you see people try to take precautionary actions going to do sin. Oh, I'm about to go lay down with a shorty. Let me stop by the store and get me a contraceptive. Or, let me, I let this man lay with me and we didn't use any protection. Let me go to the CVS in the morning and get a plan B. People still get pregnant. People still catch disease. Oh, I got my gun. Anybody try me, I'm going to lay them flat. They die with a full clip. Whatever the Most High has signed up for you is going to happen because it's due to your judgment for you being disobedient. Read.
Throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land.
That's why Christ said when you see the Romans come pass you about, flee, get the hell out of Jerusalem. It's finna happen. Read.
Which the Lord thy God hath given thee. Verse 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body.
Right. That's why when we just read that in Luke, you should eat the fruit of your own body. People was eating their children. Read.
And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, and the flesh of thy sons, and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee, in the siege, and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee.
Just because, remember, it's just like now. When you see the war that's going on in the Gaza Strip, when you look at those wars, them people tell you they used to get like hundreds of trucks a day for food. He said now they only getting like 14 a month. What happened? What that mean? Your enemies cut your food supply off. What happened? Now you forced to do the unthinkable. The Most High can turn this thing up in an instant. But this is the thing that Esau have done throughout the earth. The Lord say this man has to pay for the things that he's done. Psalms 52:1. Y'all with me? What was Esau's blessing? I keep asking that because you got to keep that in the forefront of your mind. This man's blessing was the sword. He lived by it. What comes with that? A certain type of aggression, a certain type of pride. Verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 52 and verse 1. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief?
Why boastest thyself in mischief?
Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man?
O mighty man.
The goodness of God endureth continually.
That video, go to that video that I sent you that I said start at the 8-minute mark. The 8 and 20 minute mark. It's the U.S. attack on Venezuela.
Sean.
It said, why boastest thyself in mischief? Keep that in mind.
What the U.S. has done in Venezuela reinforced that principle, perhaps, or exposed a weakness when allies come under pressure, especially when they're so far away from home.
This AI can forecast U.S. stock prices to the penny. This is where it says NVIDIA stock will...
Great question, Adrian. So when you look at it, over the last 10 years, the West, so Western Europe and America, has turned China into a boogeyman as a military might that's ready to take over and control the entire world. You see, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has said that China is going to obviously force Russia to attack NATO nations. So here's the question. If China was so powerful militarily, why didn't it support Venezuela? Here's the reality, Adrian. China
know their strength. China don't have a strong army. China don't have a strong army. What they have buying power. America has over 800 army bases in 80 countries. America can, like we just seen the video earlier, they want to be able to reach out and touch you from any given point. Just like Rome, they spread themselves thin. So China knows that we don't have the military might, which is why they didn't back Venezuela, them being an ally. But they know what? They have a buying power. That's why you starting to see these different countries go into what? South America and buy these different countries up. Give them railroad systems, give them upwards of 60 to $90 billion to help create an infrastructure system where they can trade and sell and bring them in kind of to the new age. Why? Because it'll be money in it because they're trying to bypass always trading with America. So he said, founder of China Market Research Group, Shanghai, they just giving you his credentials. Play.
Powerful economically. It's the largest trade partner of 140 countries. It's used Venezuela. Western Europe and America has turned China into a boogeyman as a military might that's ready to take over and control the entire world. You see, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has said that China is going to obviously force Russia to attack NATO nations. So here's the question. If China was so powerful militarily, why didn't it support Venezuela? Here's the reality, Adrian. China is powerful economically. It's the largest trade partner of 140 countries. It's used Venezuela as the major base for its Belt and Road strategy to expand into Latin America. But the reality is China is not a militant nation. It only has 2 military bases outside of mainland China, while the United States has over 800 military bases in 80 countries. So China just doesn't have the firepower to push back against the United States and Venezuela. What they're going to do is they're going to try to work with the global majority or the global South to try to condemn America's actions, because everybody in the world should be worried right now, Adrian, that Trump doesn't want to follow international norms or rule of law. For him, might equals right. And so he's going to take over.
For him, might equals right. You can't stop me. There's nothing you can do to stop me. There's nothing you can do to stop me from getting what I want because I have the might. So since I have the might, I have the right. You know you can't stop me. What you gonna do? You gonna get the hell out of my way. He said that's why Americans are taking the approach that they're taking because might is right. Bring it back to me. What we just read in Psalms 52 and verse 1. Why boast thyself in mischief, O mighty man? This how this man think. I'm mighty. Can't nobody stop me. I'm going to boast in the mischief that I'm doing. I'm going to get in front of a camera, and I'm going to play these people like they stupid. Oh, no, we're going in here for the great people of Venezuela. They're the ones that are going to benefit from it. We're going to take over the country, and we're going to run it right. Even the oil systems we're not going there for the oil, but the oil systems, the reserves were way below what they should have been, even if it was run incorrectly. America, we're not going to give them dime, but we're going to take all the big wig companies from America and bring them in. This is what Trump's saying. They're going to bring in Chevron, Exxon, Shell. They're going to bring in all these big rig oil companies, and they're going to suck this place dry. But he just said it himself. America think because they have the might that they got the right. So they're boasting in that. Psalms 52 and verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 52 and verse 1. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God endureth continually. Verse 2. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs, like a sharp razor, working deceitfully.
That's all they do is lie. They get on TV and lie. They lie in their newspaper. All they do is lie. They work mischief. Read.
Verse 3, thou lovest evil more than good.
This man loved evil. He loved evil more than to do the right thing. But he's going to tell you, America act like they're going to be the big brother, like they're going to do the right thing, like they're going to be the superhero and they're going to be protective. I don't know if any of y'all saw, y'all ever seen that show, The Brothers? I think that's what it's called, The Brothers. It's a superhero show that used to come on Amazon Prime. They got the evil white dude that's like Superman. His name Homelander. But he evil as hell. On the front, they want to look like they're the positive superhero role model. America is wicked as hell. Read.
Verse 3. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Selah. Verse 4. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue.
He just going in on them. But this is America to the T. Read.
Verse 5. God shall likewise destroy thee forever.
God gonna do what?
God shall likewise destroy thee forever.
What's the prophecy of Edom? The Most High gonna wipe them out from existence when you read in the book of Obadiah and other places. The Most High they're the only nation that's gonna be destroyed. The whole nation's gonna be destroyed. Read.
God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah.
Selah. Read.
Verse 6. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him.
Right. Why they gonna laugh? Because this man done got his just due. All praises to the Most High. This wicked man has been destroyed. Read.
Verse 7. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength.
These people, their strength is not in the Most High, nor should it be. But our people too. Because they do what? They trust in who?
The white man.
They trust in this man's economy. They trust in this man's military might. So likewise, there's going to be a lot of Israelites that die. How we know? Because the Lord say 2/3 of my people going to perish. Read.
Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness.
This Esau to the T. Psalms 55, verse 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
Who done this? Don't Esau do this all the time? He promised you something, he go back on his word. You even see it now through different, you see it on the city and state level. They changing up something. Every year you get an email, according to this, It's something as simple as you being locked in for a certain price for Wi-Fi for 3 years. 2 years later, they changed. Now we're not using that company no more to make these plastic boxes, so that our policies and procedures change. So now that we getting it from this company, now you got to pay full price. But you said for guaranteed locked in for 3 years at this price. Yeah, but that was under the old company. This man break covenants. He always breaking his word. He can't hold a promise. The man said they were gonna give us 40 acres in the mule. Now they give you what, 40 hours at a hard time. Because they realize if we give you 40 acres in a mule, we're gonna be bankrupt. They're not gonna give you the tools and characteristics you need to thrive. You was never meant to be in the position that we are now. We still supposed to be on the plantation, weighing potato sacks, making this man rich. And in so many ways we still are, but it's not a hard bondage like our ancestors. Verse 21.
Verse 21.
You got PTO and everything now.
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Just like now on TV, they talk a good game, don't they? You be watching these press conferences, Esau being on that line. It could be something as simple as a football game. Coach get on that line. You know, man, I take full blame for it. He really want to be like, man, these niggas, sorry. Y'all need to give me some new players. His mouth is smooth as butter. He know how to be the best PR person. He know how to play that political role. This man good at politics. That's what we used to call it back in the day when we was coming up. You know out here politicking. I mean, you out here just talking, running your mouth. You kicking it, shooting the breeze. This man is good at that. We call it Hollywood now. I hate a Hollywood nigga. You ever been cool? You ever see somebody like that? Hey, man, yeah, we need to get together. Every time they see you. Man, when we gonna hang out? Hey, yeah, man, call my phone. You call his phone, he don't answer. Next time you see him in public, hey, man, we need to do lunch, bruh. Bruh, just say hey and keep it moving, bruh. You ain't gotta be Hollywood with me. My nigga, you not that important. But this how our people are. Hey, man, I'm gonna put you in the movie. Like they be doing these actors. Hey, I'm gonna put you in the movie. Man, bro, just say hey, bro. How the family and keep it pushing, bro. But this is Esau to the T. Shalom, brother Ray. Most High in Christ bless. Hope all is well with you and your gates, brother. Read.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Man, this Esau know how to talk a good game. Read.
But war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart?
But war was in his heart.
What instruments you go to war with? A sword. Something to fight. So if war was on his mind, he already has the instruments to what? To battle. He talking to you. You thinking, oh, man, you... The best way I can do it, I could bring it up to my people is, all of a sudden, you was working at Walmart, shawty wasn't stunning you. Now you got a little name for yourself, depending on what you're doing, illegally or legally. Now all of a sudden, shawty in your face. Oh, you think she like your haircut, huh? She telling you look like Denzel. Knowing you look like, what's his name, Welvin. Got him, knowing you look like him. Somebody that was brought up the right way, oh, no, she aiming, she trying to set me up. That's how Esau is. He's scoping, he trying to set you up. The whole time he talking to you, words smooth and butter, he running game. He looking at your infrastructure, he scoping the place out. Oh, they got people by the back door. Oh, okay. Eastward here, they don't have a tower. They got a tower northward. They got a tree. He running intel the whole time he talking to you. Why? His mouth smooth as butter, but in his heart, war in his heart, how he gonna overthrow you. That's why we tell people, hey, man, be cordial at your job, man, but I don't be friendly with them like that. We might talk about a video game or something, yeah, but I don't trust you like that. Why? Because you'll get me fired and then go and tell me you fought for them to keep me. I went in there and I went off on him. I told him he's a great worker. You the main reason you got fired. Because his words are smooth as butter, but war is in his heart. Why is war in his heart? Because he's blessed with the sword. It's his characteristics. Read verse 21 again, excuse me.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
War in this man's mind. Read.
His words were softer than oil.
Uh-huh.
Yet were they drawn swords.
Yet were they drawn swords. When you yet expect it, he's going to catch you by surprise. Just like Parak went over Saturday about who going to pity when he bit with a charmer. Matter of fact, let's go to Ecclesiastes 12. Because the scriptures expound on this very point a little bit more over here. It said, never trust thine enemy. Sorry, verse 10.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Sometimes.
Never trust thine enemy.
Almost.
Never trust thine enemy.
The Lord say never trust these people. Read.
Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
It's going to show I'd rather be safe than sorry. Read.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching.
Oh, you read about that, about the first, they saved the pilgrims from gave them blankets and stopped them from freezing and dying. They should have let their ass freeze to death. Should have left them starve of hunger. Man, if y'all don't get back on them boats and go the other way, everybody finna get killed. Never trust thine enemy. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Read.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
Like we read in Psalms 52, this man is evil. He's an evil man. Jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
Remember, we just said the scriptures expound upon what we just read in Psalms 55. His words was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Now the scriptures tell you while he's speaking to you sweetly, he imagining what?
But in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
He imagined how to overthrow you, how to conquer you. Read.
He will weep with his eyes.
Man, he will weep with his eyes. He know how this man is a great actor.
He will weep with his eyes. But if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Right. How we know? Because he made a weapon that shoot 600 bullets a minute. He said, no, that ain't good enough. 30,000. That ain't good enough. 600,000. That ain't good enough. Can we do 1 million? 1 million bullets a minute. He will not be satisfied with blood. He want more. He want more. He don't want to just kill your family. He want to kill your lineage. This is what's on this man's mind. First Maccabees 1 and 30. Right, Rael. If a king go to make war, he gotta know. He sent it down first. He gotta see if he got enough to suffice this war. First Maccabees 1 and 30.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city, and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel.
This what this man do. Read that from the topic. This what this man do, man. This is his MO.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit.
But all was deceit. Why? Because while his words is smoother than butter, in his mind he think about how he gonna overthrow you. Read.
For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city.
He fell suddenly upon the city. He started conquering and killing people. Read.
And smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire, and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side.
Right. This is what this man done. Jump back over to chapter 1, start at verse 2.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 2.
What this man blessed with?
The sword.
The sword. Read.
It made many wars and won many strongholds.
What happened when you win many wars? You get pride on you. You get puffed up. You start to think that you can't be conquered. You look at Floyd Mayweather when he won 10 fights. Now look at him when he won 51. He totally different. That pride pup man, I can't be beat. I'm the greatest ever. You can't be saying you the greatest ever. You won 3 fights. But you start winning 20, 30. In your mind, you like, man, oh, I can do this. I'm unstoppable. The scripture say he won many wars, many strongholds. Read.
It made many wars and won many strongholds.
Uh-huh.
And slew the kings of the earth.
He slew the kings of the earth. He slew some mighty people. You're only as strong as the people you go to war with. I can't brag about winning games and I'm a grown, I'm out there, I'm a grown man and I'm playing against Little League. Man, I dropped 60 last night on some 3-year-olds. I was dunking all in their face and everything. I'm like, bro, you was playing against toddlers. But now, if you gonna do that against LeBron, them, hey, you nice. So this man was slewing kings of the earth. Read.
Verse 3. And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations.
Uh-huh.
And so much that the earth was quiet before him.
The earth was quiet before him. This how many people he killed. This how many wars he won. Nobody wanted to smoke. Read. Why? Because he blessed with the sword. But the same thing he blessed with gonna be his downfall. It's gonna be his destruction. You ever hear somebody say it's a gift and a curse?
Insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
His heart was lifted up. This man got pride on him. Can't nobody stop him. This is talking about Alexander the Greek. Mr. Freaky Man. Man, you read about the stuff these people used to do, but these people was nasty. These people was nasty, man. That's why our people get all this filth from living among them. Psalms 12 and 2.
The book of Psalms, chapter 12 and verse 2. Mm-hmm. They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. Mm-hmm. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things.
Man, the Lord gonna put this thing to an end. Oh, America, we the greatest ever. We can't be stopped. The Lord gonna bring these people down. The Lord said, you gonna build, but I'm gonna throw down. Read.
The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Mm-hmm. Who have said, with our tongue we will prevail. Our lips are our own. Mm-hmm. Who is our Lord over us?
Who is our Lord over us? Who gonna stop us? It's America the Great. Babylon the Great. Who gonna stop us? We got $50 million jets. We got one rocket costs $1 million. We got 5,000 of them. Who gonna stop us? We great. Verse 5.
Verse 5. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighting of the needy. Now will I arise, saith the Lord.
For the oppression of the poor. The Most High ain't forgot his people. Read.
Now will I rise, saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. Mm-hmm. Verse 6. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times.
You can trust the words of the Most High. Read.
Verse 7. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side, when the vilest men are exalted.
The wicked walk on every side. Excuse me. when the vilest man are exalted. That's why you see wickedness running the earth now. Why? Because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All you see is pressed or pushed on the earth is wickedness. This man trusts in his might. He trusts in his armor. Like we seen on the video, he said America think might is right. It's how Trump feel. Trump ain't never been in no war. Trump been rich his whole life. His daddy was rich. He tell you what, I started because my father gave me a small loan of $1 million. A small loan of $1 million? But now he got these tools and these weaponry at his disposal. Now it's almost like a kid with playing Call of Duty. Go to the next reel, the next video. U.S. military rolls out. This the one that's 8 minutes? All right.
Oh, no. It's 1 minute.
How long is it?
1 minute.
Yeah, okay, play it.
The U.S. Army is paving the way for a new generation of super soldiers with the help of exoskeletons. They're designed to be worn over a pair of pants and use a suite of sensors and AI to aid natural movement. The experimental technology is being developed by Lockheed Martin in an almost $7 million bid to increase American soldiers' endurance. Lockheed Martin's licensed the tech from a Canadian company. They originally designed the suit for people with mobility problems or medical ailments, like multiple sclerosis.
The idea is that we're going to take the capabilities of some of the fittest, highest performing individuals in the world, and we're going to extend those capabilities.
The appeal of exoskeleton technology for the US military is clear. Gear like body armor, night vision goggles, and advanced radios are critical but heavy. All up, they can weigh almost 2 or 3 times the recommended limit for soldiers. And when infantry troops show up to a fight, they're fatigued from carrying all their equipment. Now, with the help of the exoskeletons, soldiers can fight fresh.
We're going to make them stronger, we're going to make them last longer, and we're going to make them
Why
go.
is this important? Because if I can fight longer and you're tired, that means what? I can conquer faster at a faster rate. Normally, we can only fight for a couple hours. Everybody got to rest. And we come back the next day and get it back in. No, I'm good. I got on this exoskeleton suit. You ever seen them carry large trunks of bullets and ammunition? Now you all worn out. But if I got this suit on that's going to do the heavy lifting, I'm not worn out from carrying these supplies. This man is blessed with the sword, so he's always thinking about how to push the envelope when it comes to war. Next clip.
Capacity. Everything looks impressive, but the main question is, if there's a nearby explosion and a joint of the exoskeleton gets damaged, will the soldier still... This is a Chinese soldier firing with a tactical exoskeleton, which reduces the load on the soldier while moving, thereby improving accuracy. It also boosts the soldier's ability to carry more ammunition and increases overall load capacity. Everything looks impressive, but the main question is, if there's a nearby explosion and a joint of the exoskeleton gets damaged, will the soldier still be able to move or carry their weight? Or would it be easier to just abandon it? This is a Chinese...
All right, go to the next reel. So this just ain't America. Because it's going to be what? A world war. So I don't want to show up, everybody got exoskeletons, and I'm out here, it's something from World War II. That's why you see these things increase over the years. Ain't nobody using weaponry from World War II. Ain't nobody using weapons from the 90s. Nobody using weapons from 2001. Because technology have increased since then. So if you don't increase with it, you're going to get overthrown. This man blessed with the sword. You better keep up. I think this is the one that's 8 minutes. No, you can play it.
This military uniform has the entire world scared, and it's not even the most powerful. United States. The USA has the world's most powerful army, so it's no surprise they have some insane military uniforms. One of their most advanced is Talos, standing for the Tactical Assault Light Operator Suit. It's a robotic exoskeleton suit, which is already
after some of these junk named after false deities or idols. So when you look at it, some of this stuff is I think this video like 8 years old. So some of this stuff they're gonna take the stuff they can use and take off the stuff that's kind of impractical, that's don't fit in war. You know what I mean? They're gonna take what they can use from it and build on it. So you might see something where it might not look like that. It might be like something that just come down over the helmet. But when you see it in this video, it looked like that because they are now, like I said, this was like 8-9 years ago. So they're forming it or making it so they can implement it on the battlefield. And some of the things you're gonna see in this video, they already done put into production.
being used by US troops. The Talos is bulletproof. It also gives the soldier wearing it enhanced strength, and even monitors their vitals. The suit has layers of smart materials and sensors. The Talos will mainly be worn by lead operators, who are the soldiers who breach doors first, and are the most exposed to attacks. The suit is surprisingly light, and is waterproof, fireproof, and bomb-proof. The helmet has night vision built in, as well as a heads-up display, which even shows augmented reality. It's like having wall hacks, but in real life. But an even more powerful US military uniform is the FFW, meaning Future Force Warrior. This exoskeleton is like nothing seen before. Development began in 2004. The suit uses nanotechnology and liquid armor. Liquid armor is soft and lightweight, but is made of a non-Newtonian fluid, meaning it becomes rock hard when pressure is applied. The FFW will have a heads-up display, appearing to the soldier as a 17-inch screen, basically like Apple Vision Pro, but actually useful. The FFW also has many sensors, which monitor the soldier's vitals. The FFW also has 360 awareness and voice amplification, which will allow soldiers to communicate up to a few kilometers away. Another crazy US military uniform is the third arm. When you're in combat, sometimes two arms just isn't enough, which is why the US military developed this. The third arm allows soldiers to carry their firearms with ease. It's made of carbon fiber, making it very lightweight.
You know why this stuff is so believable? Outside of it actually, you know, we can see it. Put your thinking caps on. Who do they implement stuff with first? The Army. And then they bring it out to society. What do we have now in society? You got the Quest. You got the what's this called? Yeah, the Apple junks. What's the other junk you got? You got the Meta glasses. The Army been had that. It's just like GPS. The Army had it first way back in the 80s. Then it was released to the public. The phones that you got that don't go out in water, that you can drop in the gravel and drive a truck over and they don't crack, who you think had that first? The Army. All this Bluetooth and being able to communicate without being hardwired in with Wi-Fi and all that stuff, who you think had that first? The Army. Now it's just turned over to civilians. So this stuff already been perfected by using it in the military. Play.
And evenly distributes loads, effectively giving anyone wearing it super strength. Russia have unveiled their most advanced military uniform ever, named the Ratnik IV. It has an electronic visor and a titanium exoskeleton. The Ratnik's boots have mine detectors built in. It's bullet and blast proof. The helmet has night vision, as well as a built-in gas mask and flashlight. It will also have a heads-up display, and can even talk to the soldier Iron Man style. The soldier's vitals will be shown on the visor. It can also show information about where enemy soldiers are located. But an even crazier Russian military suit has to be this. We've all seen movies where the character walks away from an explosion and doesn't even look back. Of course, this would never be possible in real life. That is, unless you're wearing this suit.
If you're missing 5 or more teeth, this might be the most important 30 seconds of your day.
The Russian state company Rostec developed this explosion-proof suit. The suit allows you to walk through mines and fire and emerge totally unscathed. Japan. The Japanese company DevTech have developed a new ballistic helmet that will make Japan's military absolutely OP. The helmet protects soldiers from AK-47 bullets, grenade fragments, and even fire. It has a built-in air conditioner and poison gas filters. The helmet even transmits signals to other helmets, allowing the wearer to know who's friend and who's foe. It's made of Kevlar and weighs only 4.85 kilograms. It has 7mm thick cheek panels, held in place by neodymium magnets, the most powerful magnets in the world. Denmark. This is the uniform of Denmark's most elite special forces. In English, their name means frogman.
When you read through our Revelations, you start to see the crowns with the horns, and you know those mean countries. Germany, Denmark, they're countries. You see these countries leveling up their armor, leveling up their weaponry. Play.
Cool, because they're normally in water and they make their enemies croak. They wear armored diving gear with large oxygen tanks built in. The frogmen also often wear face veils, hiding the shape of their head and neck, allowing them to sneak up so their enemy never sees them coming. Ghana. Ghana isn't exactly known for their military might, but they have developed an insane military uniform named the Kantanka exoskeleton. When the uniform was announced, many called it bizarre, but these exoskeletons protect soldiers very well and allow soldiers to fire their weapons without even holding them. Special engines on the back of the uniforms control the rifles. The uniforms are also bullet and blast proof. United Kingdom. The British Armed Forces have an insanely futuristic military suit. Its name is FIST, meaning Future Integrated Soldier Technology. It's been in development since 2004, and so far over 30,000 suits have been made. It has a target locator and rangefinder
suits already. They're preparing for what's to come. Play.
built in, and of course, night vision. FIST also has microphones and speakers built in, replacing the radios soldiers used to carry. The suit is bullet and blast proof, and a Lewis sharpshooter rifle can be attached to the suit. FIST also has thick yet super lightweight body armor, protecting soldiers from bullets and grenade fragments. France. France has a high-tech military uniform named Fila,
over and over and over again. Esau. 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 Play.
Stands for Integrated Infantryman Equipment and Communications. In French, of course. FILAN integrates all operational requirements: protection, communications, autonomy, mobility, observation, command, and weapon use. The uniform also comes with a high-tech touch tablet, allowing commanders to see the location of all of their men. FILAN has an eyepiece to see enemies around corners, as well as super strong armor. It also has ballistic protections and fire resistance. It's designed to be worn in any terrain. It even has a sweat removing mechanism. I could really use that at the gym. 20,000 of these uniforms have already been made and have been used by France's army at home and abroad. Spain. Comfort is Spain's most elite military uniform. The acronym translates to Future Warfighter. Every suit includes a portable tablet, displaying position and navigation. It has a mounted camera, allowing for around-the-corner shooting. The suit is bullet and blast-proof. Comfort also has a sweat outlet system, something not found in the US or Russian military suits. It also has a health monitoring system. Germany. Germany has always been known for its military might, which hasn't always been a good thing, but their high-tech military suit, the IDZES, has blown everyone away. This suit is not known for comfort, but instead protection, being bullet, blast, flame, and insect-proof. No more getting bitten by mosquitoes while on a mission. The IDZES has a built-in computer, allowing the wearer to see the location of friends and foes. They can even see themselves in real time on a map. The suit works in both light and dark conditions, and it's already been rolled out to German troops. It even has a holder for a G36, a high-powered rifle used by German troops. IDZ translates to Infantryman of the Future, and I think Germany has really proven that here. China. China has one of the biggest armies in the world, and an insane uniform to match. Chinese troops are now wearing exoskeletons on their legs and arms, allowing them to lift and carry very heavy loads, as well as walk for miles without feeling tired. China is also building real-life Iron Man suits. A jetpack system will allow troops to fly, but China's craziest
they need them. They need them exoskeleton suits. You can bring it back to me.
Military.
I just wanted to show you how the world is thinking, though. The world is getting prepared for what? World War. But Esau take his technology up a level. He take his sword, so to speak, up levels. You gotta what? You gotta stay in the fight. So you gotta do it too. You don't want to be outmanned. You don't want to be outgunned. You want to have a fighting chance. This man, blessing is the sword. Revelation 13 and verse 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Right. We know this kingdoms. I'm not going into this class. Just pulling this to show you. Just keep reading.
Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
We know that beasts are what? Men. So it's not talking about actual animals, it's talking about countries, talking about people. Read.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
And the dragon gave him his power, his seat, and authority. Jump over to verse 11.
Verse 11.
Because I know a lot of times we always say what? Man, how the hell somebody even think of how to do uranium? And how you even think of how to make this? The dragon, Satan gave him his power. That's why you see all these rappers and all these ball players, and you always see this old white lady with all that makeup, look with that black lipstick and that black dress. That witch lady. These people are witches and warlocks. This is what they trust in. They're evil.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Remember? He got 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake like a dragon. That's America will always want to seem like they what? Like they the good guys. They want to look like they care about the world, but really they are the dragon. They evil. Read.
And he exercised of all the power of the first beast.
He exercised all the power of the first beast. It was Rome. Rome fell in what? 193 AD by the hands of Septimius Severus and came back as what? Spain. Even on America books today, it still say Roman law. America is just modern Rome. That's it. That's why they still worship all the idols that Rome did. We went through that over what? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, false New Year's. All these pagan holidays had what? Roman gods. They just slapped the biblical name over it. It is rooted in paganism. Read verse, 12 again.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 12. And he exercised of all the power of the first beast.
Right, because Rome was what? A real strong army. And America is what? The most powerful country. Read.
And he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him, and caused of the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Don't America make people worship them? You got people all over in different countries celebrating American holidays. Read.
Whose deadly wound was healed.
Right, whose deadly wound was healed, because once they was wounded as Rome, they came back as Spain.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders.
And he doeth great wonders.
So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
In the sight of men. Play the next video. He doeth great wonders. He make fire come from heaven. The same way he got what? The rods of God. But before you had the rods of God, you had what? Atom bomb.
After Hiroshima, Tokyo wondered when the next atom bomb would fall. They did not wonder long because the president delivered an ultimatum: surrender or face complete destruction. The Japanese ignored the ultimatum. It was evident that atomic power to break the enemy must become the tale of two cities. Nagasaki was selected to become target city number 2. Exactly 3 days after Hiroshima, a B-29 set out for Nagasaki. At 10:58 the morning of August 9th, the bomb was exploded above the city, and in the towering mushroom, Japan could read its doom. This was more than a routine bombing. It was the funeral pyre of an aggressor nation. The bomb had been purposely exploded high, so that the greatest part of its radioactive material was dissipated in the stratosphere.
You hear how he was talking? Full of pride. The bomb was released at a particular part in there. He's so prideful. Thousands of people died from that when y'all already had won the war. You didn't have to drop those bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You didn't have to do that. You did it to flex your might. Mm-hmm. Next clip. The scripture say that he did great wonders, that fire came down from heaven.
Did you know that the biggest bomb ever built, the Russia's Tsar Bomba, was only used at half its power? This massive bomb had the potential to create a 100 megaton explosion, but Russia chose to hold back. Why? Because a full
So this video is showing you the Tsar Bomba. This is powerful than, Fat Boy and Lil Baby? The bomb that they dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This is powerful than that. And they only use half this power. And this was what? 50 years ago? 60 years ago? Think about what they got now. This man blessing is the what? The sword plate.
power explosion would have caused massive nuclear fallout, even affecting parts of Russia itself. Even at 50 megatons, the Tsar Bomba was terrifying. Its fireball reached the edge of space, and its shockwave was felt all over the planet. Imagine the destruction if it had been used at full strength. It's almost too scary to think about. Did you know that the big
Video.
World War II. Since 1945, 125,000 nuclear warheads have been built. What was the biggest one? On October 30th, 1961, in the most dangerous period of the Cold War, the Soviet Union detonated the Tsar Bomb. The limits of explosive power were pushed farther than they have ever gone and will probably ever go again. It was packed with the equivalent of 58 million tons of TNT, or all of the explosives used in World War II combined times 10. This was the most powerful device that humankind has ever created. The resulting mushroom cloud was 40 miles high. The blast wave was still big enough to be measured on its third lap around the world. The flash of the explosion was seen 620 miles away. A village 34 miles away was leveled. Buildings 100 miles away were damaged, and the heat from the explosion would have caused third-degree burns to anyone 62 miles away. Since 1945, 125,000 nuclear warheads have been built. What was the biggest one? On October 30th, 1961, in the most dangerous period of the Cold War, the Soviet Union detonated the Tsar Bomb. The limits of explosive power were pushed farther than they have ever gone.
Nothing popped up. It's like a link.
What if the U.S.
What if the US suddenly got angry and dropped thousands of nuclear bombs on Russia? Imagine, President Putin and all top military leaders are killed, and every Russian city is completely destroyed. So, what happens then? Russia has already imagined this exact scenario. That's why they have a terrifying plan called the Dead Hand system. The Dead Hand is a fully automatic supercomputer system. It has thousands of sensors that can detect nuclear explosions or deadly radiation. If these sensors detect danger and get no response from Russian leaders, the system assumes everyone is gone. Then, it automatically launches over 5,000 nuclear missiles at enemy countries, all by itself. The scariest part? Once it starts, no one can stop it. Even if Russia is completely destroyed, it can still destroy the entire world in revenge. What if the US...
Bring it back to me. These people, they know how dirty they brothers is. So even if all we dead, ain't nothing we can do about it. Our missile system still gonna launch over 5,000 missiles. This man lived by the sword. His blessing is the sword. Go back to Revelation 13 and verse 13.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
How did he make fire come down from heaven? Bombs. Read.
So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on this earth in the sight of men.
In the sight of men.
Verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
Because it's your first time seeing this. You like, man, this is a miracle. You don't want no parts of this. You like, man, my country, we ain't got that. We got to figure out how to get that. Read.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
And people started worshiping America. People started looking at this place as untouchable. Go to, Numbers 20 and verse 18. We read earlier what? That Esau had hatred for his brother. That's in Genesis. Now we're going to read in Numbers after we done came out of Egypt. Done served 400 years in Egypt. Now we done came out of Egypt. Let's see if that hatred's still there.
The book of Numbers, chapter 20 and verse 18. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword.
This is Esau. This is his characteristic. We just wanted to pass through there. We didn't want to take the long way. We wanted to take the shortcut. Read.
Verse 19. And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it.
Man, if we drink of your water, we going to pay for it. Read.
I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet.
Man, I don't even want to do that. I just want to pass through here. Read.
And he said, Thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and a strong hand.
Right, because this man, what? He lived by the sword. Read.
Verse 21. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him.
Right, Obadiah 1 and 10.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And thou shalt be cut off forever for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Read.
Verse 11. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces.
Right, when we went into the Babylonian captivity. Read.
And foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was as one of them.
Right, because they aided them in catching us. Jump over to verse 18. Start at verse 17.
Verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance.
So the Lord gonna deliver his people. Read.
And there shall be holiness. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Like when you read Isaiah 14, read on.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire.
And the house of Jacob gonna be a fire.
And the house of Joseph a flame.
Northern and southern kingdom, the Lord gonna make us one stick. We're gonna be a fire and a flame. Read.
And the house of Esau for stubble.
What does fire do to stubble? It burn it up. You said hay on fire, you don't stand a chance. Read.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken
Like
it.
we said earlier in the class, the Lord is going to destroy this whole nation. He's going to wipe out this man lineage from the face of the earth. But they got to work first for 1,000 years. They don't get out that easy. They got to work first. Amos 1:11.
The book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom.
Of who?
Of Edom.
Who is Edom?
The white people.
So-called white man. Read.
Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4. I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
He going to get that recompense that he deserved. Read.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity.
You see how his blessing is a gift and a curse. He lived by the sword. Read.
And did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually. And he kept his wrath forever.
He kept his wrath for forever. So to this day, put up that picture with our brothers and sisters since the year 2000, unarmed, killed. To this day, we still can see his anger being what? Carried over or displayed about on our people. To this day. We're not making this stuff up. The Bible says what it say. This man lived by the sword. For the violence against our brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. And it's just a few of them. It's just a few. This man had done much evil to our people. Much evil. The Lord said he gonna pay. You ride with him, you die with him. Ezekiel 35. Start at verse 1. We almost through.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
Who lived in Mount Seir?
Edom.
Edom. He said, set thy face against Mount Seir. Read.
Set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
Prophesy against this place. Prophesy against these people. Read.
Verse 3. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord.
Is anybody living in Mount Seir today? No. The Lord made that thing desolate. When you go look at the architect and the foundation and the way things were built in Mount Seir, you see the same things being built the same way in America, like how the Pentagon and what is it? What's the place where Abe Lincoln sit at? The Liberty, it ain't the Liberty Bell, whatever that junk, all those different monuments and stuff that's in DC. It's the same type of structure, the same architect. They the same people. Read.
Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Read.
And hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
And did what?
And hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
This is how much the Lord, the Most High, love his people. He going to pay these people back for the things that they done to us. Read.
by the force of the sword.
By the what?
By the force of the sword.
What was his blessing? The sword. Read.
In the time of their calamity, and in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right, because they also did what? They stole our identity. They stole it. Now they start acting like they the people. The Lord said that's a no-no. The Lord said they're going to pay for that. Matthew 24:1. So remember, we started off the class showing you about proxy wars, how these larger superpower countries use these third world countries to fight certain battles that they can reap much gain from, with little to no capital, giving them guns and weaponry that they don't even use anymore, that they may fight for land and resources, that whatever side that each larger company country put their stake in, they could benefit from it. All this play a part in the things that we're seeing today. That's why it's imperative that our people learn history and the things that went on before. Matthew 24 and verse 1.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives,
Kicking the spot, read.
The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
What shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Read.
Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Take heed that no man deceive you. Why? Because we know the rulers of the world, Esau, he wicked. He will do all he can to what? Deceive you. Make you think that you got the rest of your life. Make you think that you can live your life in wickedness, and right before you die, say, God, forgive me for my sins, and you're going to get beamed up to heaven. Nah. He going to make you follow the American dream or the American way, trying to achieve the American dream till you realize it's a nightmare. So the Lord is already warning us. Take heed and be not deceived. Read.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
And they're going to deceive many. That's why you got a lot of people following after Islam, Christianity, and all these other different religions. Full of madness. Read.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Are we hearing the wars and rumors of wars? Before wars can even end, we're hearing about other ones starting. Just a couple days ago, before the Venezuela junk even jumped off, America did what? They shot down ships from Taiwan because they said they had drugs on it. Killed 151 people. Ship ain't had no drugs on it. You're doing that. Why? Because China wants Taiwan back. Taiwan is a major player when it comes to certain weaponry and technology. America don't want China having that. Read. So you're going to hear about wars and rumors of wars, because on top of this, that's what we went over, what? Proxy wars. Proxy wars are the little wars that we hear that's in between. Certain militias and ISIS going back and forth with the Gaza Strip. Iran going against Israel. And in the midst of that, you got what? Russia fighting who? What's that country? Ukraine. This before Israel and them even jumped off. Again, because Israel and Iran been fighting since the 80s. And in the midst of that, you got these little ducked off countries in Africa that's deep down in the Congo fighting against each other, the RFK. Different militias fighting against each other. All these things going on at one time. So the Lord said you're going to hear wars and rumors of wars. Read.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
The Lord said don't be troubled. Read.
For all these things must come to pass.
All these things must come to pass.
But the end is not yet.
But the end is not yet. Read.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
Ain't that what we seeing now? Country versus country. Read.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Kings against kings. Rulers against rulers. Kim Jong-un against he clicking up with Trump. They arguing with different rulers of the world. You see Netanyahu, or whatever how you say his name, Putin. All these different kings moving up upon the chessboard in certain ways. Everybody picking the ally, everybody picking the side. Because they gearing up for world war. The Lord say, be not troubled. Why? Because all this is a part of our deliverance. Read.
See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation.
Yes, Lord.
And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines. And pestilence. And earthquakes.
Now they got a new corona. My wife was telling me about the other day. He said, now the coronavirus, if you catch it, they say even if you drink water because you thirsty, it feel like what it said, like you swallowing razor blades, glass. Hey, God, dog. All these are different pestilence. Famine going on in the earth. The Lord tell his people, be not troubled. Earthquakes in diverse places. Read verse 8.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
The Lord said, all these are the beginning of sorrow. So we see these things starting to happen. These things been happening for many of years. But the more these things continue to go on, the closer that we get to our deliverance. So it has to get worse. The scriptures tell us that it got to get worse, but it's for us being delivered. So we got to lock in. The scriptures say through what? Through much tribulation. We should enter into the kingdom. So we're going to have to go through some things, but we have to continue to push this truth. This man blessed with the sword. He going to use it. Romans 13:1. That's what I meant earlier when I said Revelation 13:1. Just jump straight to the point. 13 in verse 4. This man ain't gonna make a weapon and he not gonna use it.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 4. For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Right.
But if thou do that which is evil.
Right. You get out of line and you being disobedient to the Most High, he gonna use this man to what? Set you right. Read.
But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid.
But if you do that which is evil, be afraid. Why? Because the Lord got somebody that's going to do his judgment. Read.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
He do what?
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
This man, he don't bear the sword in vain. You ever had a homeboy that got a gun? You know he go, I ain't going nowhere with this joker. He can't wait to shoot that gun. He ain't got it just for show. Esau, he don't bear the sword in vain. He gonna use it. Whether it be a bomb, whether it be, I ain't even going to some of this. This man got rail guns and everything. This man got some high-powered weaponry. He gonna use it. He beareth not the sword in vain. Read.
For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Man, and that he doing it. He doing it. So it be in our best interest if what? That we keep the commandments, follow after the Most High through the Spirit of Christ, and that what? That we don't be caught up in this wickedness that's going on in the earth, because we looking to be delivered. This man looking to use the sword. So with that, I land. All praise to the Most High for allowing us to teach this word in the spirit and the truth. I pray you guys was able to get some out of the class. Thank you, Brother Rael. All praise to the Most High. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, man, this class could have been like 4 hours because it's so much stuff out there that this man has for weaponry that he working on. When it comes to battleships, rail guns, drones, this man got anti-surface sea to air to surface missile that he can release miles up in the sea. This man got submarines that can stay underwater for a year. This man is a mastermind when it comes to war. He got devices where he can lay on the side of tanks and then cloak. Tank look like tank fit in with, you look on your radar, you just see trees. There's a tank in the middle of it. He done figure out how to do all that. It won't even pick up on the radar. He done found out how to use small mirrors and turn it into a fabric, throw it over a tank, and make it cloak with the environment around him. This man is a mastermind when it comes to weaponry. He blessed with the sword. But as the old saying goes, you live by the sword, you die by it. All praise again to the Most High for allowing us to teach His word and the spirit and the truth. Thank you, Sister Sarah. All praise to the Most High. If you would like to donate, our Cash App is Kings 144. Your contribution goes to helping us push this truth. Be on the lookout for the other classes that are coming throughout the week. Brothers bringing forth the word. All praise to the Most High. Again, continue to send up prayers for one another. You never know what somebody going through. They might have the sniffles and the coughs. Please send up prayers for your brother so I can get over this cold. But again, truly, thank you all for tuning in. This has been another class from Trumpers of Israel. All praise to the Most High for allowing us to do this word. Love you all. Shalom, Most